Let's get started, guys. Welcome, everyone, to our Posh podcast. And I'm here with my beautiful co-hosts, Marcella.
Hello.
And Whitley.
Hi.
And today we're so proud and so excited to welcome Billy the Kid.
Hey, thank you for having me and for the nice mug with the Posh logo and everything.
You have to have it in your pink drink.
I'm going to drink it with my pinky up and everything, so thank you.
That's perfect.
You're also known as Billy on the radio, and you have your own amazing morning show now, the Billy the Kid Show in Austin.
I don't know about amazing, but it's all right.
Oh, no, it's amazing.
Oh, okay, I'm going to be more amazing with this.
I watch as much as I can, like on your story, and laugh so hard so many times with
we're pretty ridiculous,
I mean, what you do to that guy is
that poor, I can't believe he works for me. Thank God I pay him decent because he should hate me. I mess with him so much. But yeah, we have a good time.
Oh my gosh, there's sometimes where I'm like, ridiculously just by myself laughing.
Oh yeah,
like
good.
Out loud.
Yeah, she sends it to me when
and then I send it
yet.
to myself. I go, please watch this. This
I like
crazy.
hearing that. Good, because that's why we do it. He hates it, but that's exactly why we do it. So my people love this stuff. They love me messing with you. He's like, fine.
I have a 14-year-old Jolie, which you met when she was tiny.
Oh, I know. I see pictures. I'm like, wait, I feel so old. She's got to go. She's got to shrink and be little again.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I actually got her to follow you because she started belly laughing.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I can't believe I haven't seen her in forever. That's so cool. I'm glad. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And then I was like in LA just like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we're driving around and all of a sudden the radio is on and it's like, Billy Kid. I'm like,
you can't
hold
escape
on.
me.
You can't escape me.
You can't escape me. Yeah, that's true. I started doing I do KISS in LA every once in a while. Here and there, and fill in for people when they're on vacation or whatever. But that's one of my favorite stations to be on.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I know. I mean, it'll be random places all over the country. So it's fun.
You're like the most popular DJ now.
Man, I'm trying to catch up to like Ryan Seacrest and all these guys. But you know, I'm so lucky to get to do what I do. So I feel I don't even care about being most popular. I just get to do what I do and have fun on awesome stations and do it out of Dallas and and live in Texas, and that's. I'm so #blessed.
Blessed, but you obviously do such a great job.
I try. I try. I have fun. I genuinely have fun and do. I love what I do, so it's easy. I wouldn't even know what else I do anyway.
Right.
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, what the hell would I do
if you didn't do that?
Yeah, because I was gonna go to school and be like a cop. Which
were you really?
Yeah. A cop. I was going to be a cop, and I was I was going to the police academy.
Stop.
And I was ready. And then right before I did like my last Detroit Police Academy, right before I did like my last psychological exam, the 4 cops got shot. And I remember about I freaked out. And I was like, I'm going to you know what? I think I'll just try to be a DJ. But that's not a cool plan to tell your counselor. You tell your counselor you want to be a DJ. They're like, okay, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. What are you going to do to make money?
That's what I'm going to do. So thankfully it worked out. But I started young, but I haven't done anything else. So.
And you're passionate about it. So.
I do love it. I love what I do. And it's the only thing I've done besides some stuff in the music business and things like that. I wouldn't know if I had to go get like a real job. I don't consider it a real job. So, I know it's work, but it's not like I'm, doing like manual labor or anything. So.
Me neither.
Right? And you guys know what it's like. You're doing it right. You're doing my job right now. This is how hard it is.
No, we're not even close.
But what I find interesting is like you interview so many celebrities, but then at this point you're kind of a celebrity yourself.
Yeah, I don't really ever look at it like that. I always think it's weird when people get excited to meet me and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm just like, it's weird. I still feel like I'm lucky to do my job, and that everyone that I'm talking to are like on a different level, So the artists are cool that I get to speak to, and it's been overwhelming over the past like almost, I don't even want to say it, 20 years.
Wow.
That I've been doing this.
That's amazing.
Dang.
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome.
Awesome and kind of like depressing. Awesome, like, man, I started doing it young, by the way. When I say 20 years, don't get me wrong. I've been doing but yeah, I've been doing it for a long time, and you got to meet some really cool people and see, people like new artists explode and grow, and I think that's been one of the coolest parts is meeting people and seeing like that it's actually achievable when they start off as a new artist or something, seeing their journey and seeing it actually happen
and really watching it. Yeah, I bet.
It gives me the chills thinking about it because people think it's so impossible to do, and I've witnessed it so many times that it's like it can happen.
That's
it can happen. Yeah,
that's very cool. Now, I wanted to say one other thing that I think is so interesting because throughout the years, like I mean, Marcella and you have been friends for a very, very long time.
We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know,
Years.
Conversations come up, and it's interesting to me because you're also this like heartthrob, and so many girls. Yes, you are. So many girls.
Now I am gonna turn. Now I'm gonna need this for real. Now I will need this.
So many girls are like, oh, you know Billy the Kid?
I
want
never
to
think
know
that kind
him.
of stuff.
He's like, I don't think any of this.
I don't think I mean I'm gonna hire you as my PR person. Don't get me wrong. I need to take you everywhere now, but no.
I thought
don't
you
look
should
that
know
way.
because sometimes like
Well,
this is what
that's
people
cool.
say, and then you never know. But that's what is said about
Well,
you. So
I mean,
think it's cool.
that's awesome. I'll take anything. The older I get, I'm like, cool, thank you so much.
You're only as old as you feel.
I know. Well, 58. Then that's what I feel like.
Now you
When you get up at 3 a.m, I feel like
That's
58, maybe even 70 at this point.
That's true.
But no, yeah, I mean, it's super. I mean, it's awesome. But it's worth getting up. But yeah, I definitely feel, man, tired. It's all the
Tired.
time. Yeah, all the time.
What time do you go to bed?
Well, I should go to bed at like probably 8:30.
Oh my God.
I try to go to bed at 9:30 or 10, and then I get up at 3:30 every day.
Wow.
Sometimes 3.
I mean, Starbucks isn't even open yet.
Right? That's the most.
terrible.
Yeah, I have to deal with like 7-Eleven coffee sometimes, and I'm like,
That's the worst part.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that is genuinely. So I'll send like sometimes an intern out or something at 5 when they open, and I'm like, why can't they open at 4? And I'm like, I know why, because no sane person is up right now.
No
That's
one.
why.
No one.
So yeah, it's early, but it's almost so early it's late. You're like, am I up late or is it
Yeah.
early? It's like
You're up
nighttime.
late.
Yeah, because I mean, I DJ'd forever, so I'd be
Yeah.
at clubs until 3-4 in the morning, and now it's the exact
yeah.
opposite. So
And you don't do that at all anymore.
I mean, sometimes, rarely,
Yeah.
but it's just not. I mean, it's not feasible at this point in my life to maintain that.
Right.
Like it's too much. But every once in a while, to have fun and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're a special guest.
Yeah, special guest. If it's like on a Friday and I can stay up past 8 p.m., I'm like, cool. Let's do it. Let's rage.
That's so awesome. So before we get into further detail about your unique life, I thought we'll talk about some things that are happening right now because we always do this on our Wednesday show per se, but on our way here, something crazy is happening. I don't know if you heard, but Post Malone is on a plane right now.
Scary.
That is an emergency situation. Like his tires blew, and I'm so nervous for him. I'm like,
I know. I was actually
my
just
God.
checking it because they called me and they're like, "Hey, can you come back to the studio to say a couple?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm on my way somewhere, but I'll be back." And by the time I get there, hopefully he's landed and safe. But,
right.
man, that's a crazy situation.
That's
They
so
said the
scary.
tires blew up or something,
Yeah.
and they're
What-
circling the airport to burn fuel.
Yeah.
But I'd just be like, I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
It's like
I
circling.
can't even imagine.
No.
I would freak out.
And they keep calling it a crash landing. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
does that
Yeah.
mean like we're crashing, or does that mean like we're sliding?
yeah.
Are we going in the water? Like I need to know.
I don't
these
think they
things.
know.
Yeah,
Right.
they
That's
know.
the crazy part.
That's the and the.
I don't know if anybody's been on a plane. Like, if you guys ever been on a plane where they do any kind of emergency landing.
No, thank God. Thank
Man,
God.
I was on a plane
You
one time
were?
where it
Oh,
took
no.
off, and like as it was taking off, it slammed back to the ground
Oh,
Gosh.
and like skidded out to like stop, and something went wrong, and it was one of the doors weren't latched all the way. So and the pilot came on so cool about it too. He's like, "Oh, sorry about that." It's like all weird. He's like, "I just apologize. The door wasn't shut all the way." And I'm like, "Really?"
we slammed into the ground.
Yeah, I'm like,
shut the
like
door.
I thought to myself, my car has like a door ajar button. Like,
Yeah,
you mean
right.
this big ass plane doesn't have one?
Like the dinging.
But
ding,
it was
ding,
like wouldn't it ding or something?
Right.
So yeah, that was scary, but nothing like what Post is happening to him. Hopefully he's okay now.
I mean, it's like I keep wondering, do we know of any landing safely with no tires? Because Fox News, I watched it right before you came in, said there are two different reports. One is that they blew, and one said that they flew off altogether.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right.
How do they fly off?
don't
Like,
know.
what is the problem?
Yeah, that's a major problem. If you don't have wheels, I mean,
Right.
I don't know if I've seen one land one time with like one wheel. I remember that, like, and that was impressive. I was, or
Right.
two, maybe it was 2.
But they were flat. I feel like they
Okay,
were blown
yeah, I
and
think
they
you're
were
right.
kind of on that.
But having no, I
Nothing?
don't know.
Oh my God, I'm nervous for them.
I would
too.
never fly again. I'd be there. Well, he was going to London though, so he has to fly or take a boat, which take like 3 weeks. So yeah, it doesn't work out too well.
That's it. No more in the air.
Yeah, no.
Nothing. What would you do? Have a full blown panic attack? Full blown.
I would too.
I hate to fly as it is. So
our favorite story with her, she's gotten a lot better now. She has to drink before. A little bit. Bloody Mary. Mm-hmm. But when we were with my dad at the time going to Disney World, right?
I think so.
Or did something like shake? You have to say what happened because I was too young.
I just know
what
the flight attendant flying altogether, and I'm so much better. I used to make everyone around me nervous. I mean, people were starting.
That would make me nervous.
Exactly. Right. So people were starting to pray rosaries around me, and all this kind of stuff.
If you're 4 rows back and you see that, you're freaking out.
Freaking out. I would freak everyone out. And there was this one particular plane where the flight attendant, as we got off, she pulled my ex-husband aside and she goes, "You know what? It would be really better if you just put her on a train." Like, this is
she flipped out the entire airline
all the time. It was bad.
Now I fly so much, I've been used to it. I had actually something really kind of sweet happen this was probably like 2 months ago. I forget where I was going, but I was on the flight and just kind of half asleep. And the woman next to me, I could tell she was older and she was scared. And she goes, "Excuse me, do you mind if I hold your hand while we take off?" And it was so awkward, but it was actually kind of sweet. I mean, she was like a little old tiny grandma, and I was holding her hand, and she was squeezing so hard though.
Scared.
Like, I don't know for like 88 or whatever she was like strong. And I was like, but I held it all the way, and I was like, it was so cute but so awkward at the same time. Right. And she's like, "I'm gonna let go," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
You're like, "When you're ready."
Yeah, whenever you're ready. This is not weird at all. And she let go, and then she was fine. Then she didn't even like talk to me the rest of the flight. I was like, "Just use me." It's like used. But it was cute.
She didn't hold your hand to land.
No. Yeah, she didn't need me then.
Just the beginning?
Yeah, I think she was sleeping actually in the landing.
Oh my god.
So just taking off freaked her out. She held my hand, told me about her grandkids.
Maybe that was her way of hitting on you.
Oh,
maybe.
Well, never thought about it. I am into Golden Girls.
I wore a Golden Girl shirt to bed last night.
You do? It is funny. She did look a little like Blanche.
Did you call her Karen? Don't you call all older ladies Karen?
Yeah. Oh my God, I got in trouble with that the other day though. I was like messing around and this woman jumped in front of me to take a picture and I was in the middle of doing something. I'm like, "Oh, okay, Karen," kidding around. And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I was like, "Oh God, it's actually her name." And she like freaked me out. And I was like, then I felt weird that I said anything. And then Pooh ran, my buddy. He took off. He was scared. And like old white people freak him out.
Oh my God.
And we cracked up about it. Yeah. So
I watched that. That was
I think
so
you
funny.
sent it to me too. And then I wrote you and I was like, "We're dying."
Oh,
like
good.
Laughing. Yeah.
I'm glad.
That was really funny. So how about we'll talk about VMAs last night? What a perfect day for you to be on. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, did you watch them?
I did.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I know.
Like, nope.
I did. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny? I was like, no, I didn't even see him. Yeah, I kind of have to. So it's kind of like homework for me. But yeah, it was late, so I did stay up and watch them. I thought they were pretty good.
I thought they were really surprisingly good. And I was like, the funny thing was Jolie started, her first day of school was today. So she watched part of it with me. And, Shawn Mendez came out first.
Oh, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
I felt like, we saw him first on Taylor Swift's concert one time, and he was like so innocent looking, and I felt like he did like all these sexy moves with his hair and stuff yesterday. And I was like, oh, I see him. And I look at Jolie, she's 14. I go, he is so cute. Like, I think he's just such a cute guy. And she looked at me and she goes, "Mom, that's weird."
She didn't agree.
No, I'm like, I meant for you. Like, he's such a teen idol.
Yeah. You're like, not for me. Yeah. My husband is already younger. We're good.
He is young, though. I can't believe how
Isn't
young
he?
He's like 20. Yeah, he just turned 20.
Have you interviewed him?
Yeah, a couple times. Actually, really nice.
Nice kid.
Yeah, like he's so nice. You just want to like hug him.
Really?
Like, what a nice kid.
Do.
Yeah.
Right, he's the nicest kid ever. So I mean, he's 20. I can't believe how young he is. But you don't really look at him like that because he seems older. He's really mature for his age. But super talented guy. But I loved last night when he was like out of nowhere. All of a sudden he was soaking wet. Yeah, I looked back up at the TV and he's like all drenched and like his shirt was
like putting his fingers through his hair.
I was like, okay.
I know.
That escalated quickly. I was like, wow.
And then Jolie goes, Yeah, all my friends have posters of him and the red lipstick marks on them.
Oh my
gosh. They still do that? Like,
I
kids
guess.
get posters?
That's old school.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wow,
I
that's
just bought
impressive.
Kesha a poster.
You have something on your
Stranger
walls.
Things.
They
Yes.
put them up. I am shocked.
Yeah,
I
no, me
figured-
too. But I guess all that stuff is actually coming back in style too.
Yeah.
You know, like all the 90s stuff is coming back in. So maybe posters is cool. I mean, I have one of Shawn Mendez on my wall. It's not. I hope that's not awkward. But no lipstick
Did
on
you
it
kiss
yet.
it?
No, I'm going to tonight. 2 more of these. I'm going home to Shawn Mendez.
You gotta put some red lipstick on.
You should mess with Pooh with this.
I should. Thank you. Like helping me with my show now. I like it.
Oh my God, that's
I
funny.
missed that one.
Yeah, I think you.
Oh yeah,
I was late.
So a little bit late. Ariana Grande. I mean, she is amazing. Have you interviewed her?
Yeah.
So what's feelings about it? We want to know all the behind the
Yeah,
scenes, like how you
I'll
really
tell you
feel
everything.
about them.
Yeah, I want to know actually who you don't want.
Who I don't. Hey, it's a short list, really.
Is
Honestly,
it?
I've never really had many issues with anybody
That's good.
besides like a couple, and it's not usually it's never like the artists themselves. It's usually their people.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll get like I had actually at the last Jingle Ball we did. I had a really awkward encounter, like really bad with Kesha. Like it was so bad that the interview was
happened?
stopped, and it was.
What?
So she doesn't want to do interviews really anymore. You know, she doesn't like to do them a lot because she's in the middle of a lawsuit and like
Yeah,
she's got a
right.
lot of stuff going on. And so she said, you know, I'll do one interview with me. She would do one interview with me, but all the cameras in the wherever we were at had to be turned around facing the wall. She didn't want anyone to take pictures of her, wanted everything, you know, everybody had to have no recordings, nothing. And so we're doing the interview and they thought that they screened my questions. Like rarely will they say, "Hey, Billy, give us your questions in advance." It's like rare. I mean, it's probably happened 4 or 5 times in my entire career,
Wow.
and it's like
that's-
high profile, like Barack Obama. Like when I interviewed him, they wanted to know what I was going to ask him.
Right.
Okay, reasonable.
Right.
But then Kesha, I sent him the questions, and one of the questions that I asked, and I even forget the question, but it was on there. It was basically about like, you know, you've dealt with a lot lately. How do you feel? Well, something her person misheard to the side of me, and she was listening because if they don't like something, they'll stop the interview and yank her off, you know. And I said, she goes, stop in the middle of the interview. And I was like, what? She goes, that was not an approved question. I said, yeah.
Kesha or
Her
person?
girl. Kesha was so lost. She's like so awkwardly standing there, like just didn't know what to do. And she goes, no, that was an approved question. I said, yeah, it was. I said, I have the copy of the approved questions right here. You're on the email, or whoever you are, your management's on the. She goes, no, it was not. We're done. And I go, and Kesha was thankfully like, no, I don't think you would do that.
Yeah.
She's known me for a while. I was like, no. I go, look. And then finally she's like, okay, I'm so sorry. But then I'm like, the interview's done at this point. I'm done.
Yeah, I can't even get
Kill
back into
man.
it.
And it just killed the vibe. And then Kesha apologized and felt really bad. But it was a misunderstanding. And, you know, it is what it is. But it doesn't. But that was awkward.
Yeah.
That's
That's the only time that's happened. But I've stopped an interview one time in the middle of it because I just thought, like, they don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm doing my job. You're doing your job.
An
If you-
artist?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like,
That always comes across.
yeah.
Too.
You could tell in the interview when they're like, you know, and one in particular that was a big uproar was Avril Lavigne back in the day.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Yeah.
I never vibed well with her, you know, like it just was a weird. So she was doing something with me one day and I asked her questions. She was like sitting across from me and I would ask her something and she would just nod her head. And
It's a radio show.
it doesn't work that well.
We can't hear your head.
So the couple, you know, and I've had artists do it when they're nervous or something. So sometimes I'll walk them. I'll be like, oh, yeah, you know, and kind of like tell them like you're not saying anything. And they'll be, oh, yeah. But she was just, I think, kind of like whatever. So finally I was like, they can't hear you. And she was like, what? And I go, you're nodding your head. We're only on the radio. We're not, there's no TV here. She goes, oh, then yeah. And I don't know why.
Just an attitude.
I think I was hungover and I was pissed off.
Already started bad.
Yeah, it was already like, I was already annoyed. She was annoyed. And I go, do you even want to do this? Because if you don't, I don't care. I don't want to do it. I don't care either.
Yeah.
She goes, it wasn't like that. And I go, I'm done. And I just got up and left. And she got up and left.
See you later, boy.
She was pissed. Yeah, she did. Skater boy. Thank you.
I forgot about that
Yeah.
I did not. I was obsessed.
And she left. And that was it.
That's
And
it.
It was
Wow.
like major drama and like Perez Hilton posted about it. And, because he hated her, and like he took what I wrote on I think it was MySpace back in the day.
Oh my gosh.
And posted it on his blog, and I got like hundreds of hate mail, and I was just laughing about it. And then the president of my company called, and he was like, "Can you take that down?" I was like, "Yep."
Sure, no problem.
We did do another interview, and like we didn't fight, and we were cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not too bad though. Like of all the years you've done it.
Yeah. Usually the bigger artists, the cooler.
Yeah.
It's the new artists that like, I don't know, for whatever reason they feel like entitled, that they have an idea of what it's going to be, and they don't appreciate things. Some of the bigger artists that are like iconic are so just glad to still be around and in the spotlight that they will like,
oh, that's
whatever
cool.
you need, like we got you. The newbies are like just,
they got a big head.
Or maybe they have like an attitude, like they think they have to have one or something.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
I don't know. Or they're just young.
So I want to just say that the whole Ariana Grande song, I mean, makes me a little uncomfortable. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
The lyrics of it. And then watching it was a little weird, but at the same time.
God is a woman.
Oh, I hate that song.
But at
I
the
never even
same
listened to the
time,
lyrics that much.
It's
I didn't
just
either
hard
until everyone told me
when you
about
have a teenager, like, kind of thing. Like you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
watch it. And I mean, I was like, oh, that's a tough one. But then the staging was so incredible, I thought, yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you see that one? You didn't see that one either.
Mm-mm.
It was like the Last Supper, and they had, I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Very,
it was
very
really cool.
amazing.
I couldn't believe one thing about the VMAs is they were just saying like bad words like they were normal.
Yeah.
And not, I was like, did they just say that? And then like they say it now, and I didn't know that they say it on cable, and like I just didn't expect it. Like I don't even.
I was
Are you a
surprised
Netflix
too.
person?
I mean, I do
watch
watch it
TV
a
anymore?
lot, but I was surprised that I've heard artists say it like on MTV, but they were saying words like I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, I
Bitch
wouldn't
was
say.
flying around all
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
It was
I forgot.
crazy.
I mean, I guess that we can swear here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Which
I can
word
say
did you
anything.
say?
Bitch.
Okay.
Yeah. But they were saying
I know
shit
Spider
like
loves when I
nonstop.
say
I
this.
do.
Yeah, they were like saying that. I'm
I
so
missed
used to
it.
having a mic and not swearing. That it's so
Yeah.
weird to me. Like I would get fined so much money for doing that.
You're allowed on here. We're explicit.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. Shit.
All right.
Good. Thank you.
broke it.
Yes.
Broke the seal.
Now it's a party.
Tomorrow I'll get
Yeah.
fired for saying it on my show. Great.
No
That's
fines here.
funny.
We won't fine you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I saw Nicki Minaj and I liked her choreography.
That
Surprisingly
was amazing.
enough, that's what I was
don't like
watching.
her at all. Do you?
No.
Do you? How is she in an interview?
She's pretty straightforward. Like
Yeah.
she's just like get the job done. Not bad. Just kind of like, I'm doing whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
I
I
never
don't-
really thought about that, the aspect of watching the choreography.
That's
Amazing.
all I'm watching.
And
Yeah.
she's a
Yeah.
great performer.
She is a great performer, and I like when I watch shows like that, I'm really looking at all the dancers. And some of
Yeah.
my friends are dancers for people, so I'm looking for them, and so that's fun.
It was really good.
And her choreography was my favorite.
It
Her
was really
performance
good.
was good. I did like
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the people that knew all the words, I'm like, I don't think I've heard this song.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of that Fifi song.
Oh yeah, with
That-
Tekashi
Yeah.
6ix9ine. Yeah, I thought he was going to come out during that.
I did too.
I was surprised, but
Me too.
that song is pretty good.
I like
Yeah.
it.
That was so cool. Can we just really quick fast forward just because of something else? But Madonna disaster.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Please, what?
I didn't
was
see it. I just saw
that?
all of the drama on Daily Mail.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, first of all, what was she wearing?
Okay,
She
what
looked
happened?
terrible. Okay, I have to
yeah.
show you with Lee.
Yeah, she was wearing. It looked like almost a Moroccan inspired. And I only say that because she was just coming from Morocco for her birthday.
Oh,
It was different.
and she wore a grill.
Did she really? I didn't
Yeah,
notice
why
that
her
part.
mouth looked funny.
Yes, she had
Yeah.
gold. She had a gold grill in her mouth.
That I was wondering. Okay, all right, yeah. Wow.
I mean, I was like, what are you doing with your life? Like, this is so
She's
crazy.
like 60
Yeah,
something,
just-
right?
She just turned 60.
Yeah.
I think.
She's still holding on to that fake accent.
Yeah.
Is she
That gets
really?
me
Yeah.
so. That makes me so angry.
Isn't it so
What is
weird?
it? What is her accent?
Well, she's from she's from Detroit.
Yeah.
So like the fact that she has an accent now, but she never represents Detroit. But last night, talking about Aretha Franklin, she's like, "Well, when
Wow.
I was in Detroit," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, now you want to talk about it?"
10 minutes she talked and she only mentioned her 3 times.
Yeah,
And she said or mentioned herself like 50 something times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
It was
she
really
didn't. It was
bad.
supposed to be a tribute to Aretha. She said
Uh-huh.
that after like the longest story, she basically said that she sang an Aretha song when she was coming up, and
Mhm.
it was like, "Oh
That was it.
yeah."
Twitter went crazy.
Well, I
People
did
pissed.
see
Crazy.
that. I just didn't understand like the racist comments of the Twitter stuff. Like
that was silly.
I
I thought that was a reach. I was like, you know,
what?
she's just into herself.
Yeah.
Right.
She doesn't care about anyone's race.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not white or black. That's
Yeah,
like
she
Madonna.
just loves herself.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Did Madonna know that Madonna did not die?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
a tribute to herself. Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
I just that outfit was the worst disaster.
Yeah,
really.
that too.
It was weird.
But I mean, Aretha Franklin from Detroit, like you.
Yeah, she was a legend. I mean, that was sad, but you know.
Yeah. She's
Do you
amazing.
go to Detroit a lot?
Yeah, I still do. Not as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I was on the air there for a long time, still on the radio there, but then I stopped doing that because it was just a lot. So, which kind of was. It's always awesome to be on the air in your hometown, no matter what. But I still go up there every once in a while and hang out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's really cold over there.
It is. It does. Yeah, I don't go in the winter. No,
It's freezing.
no. But it's so hot here that in the summer it's like
Nice.
they think 80 is like
Hot.
excruciating heat,
Mhm.
and I'm like, ha,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Ugh.
But it's cool. I miss it.
J-Lo.
I just love her.
I mean,
And she looks
amazing.
so hot.
Still.
Her performance, unbelievable. 49 years old, unreal.
And I
Wow.
want to
Yeah.
know how many rhinestones were
On those outfits.
Yeah. I mean, that's
A
impressive.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't age
Not at all.
at all.
Mm-mm.
I saw a picture. It was funny. I don't know if I said it, but it's Sofia Vergara
Uh-huh.
and J-Lo, and it's like Latinas be like, I'm 68. And they look like this. I'm like,
Right.
that's true. They're all beautiful.
So true. She's
I mean,
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
And she can still dance her ass off, which makes me very happy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she can. I was surprised. Like, she puts everything into it.
Everything.
I don't know
and
if that's-
she seems like a good person.
Yeah, if it's a Vegas residency that's helping her out or whatever, that she's doing it more consistently, but she seems like better than ever.
Yeah.
Better than ever.
One of my friends, Renee, danced for J-Lo for the new music video, that Spanish one, where
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do like that line with all the hands or
That's
whatnot.
fantastic.
Isn't that cool? And I was like, well, how was she? Like, because you want to know. And she
Yeah.
said that she's so nice and so supportive of the people working for her and her dancers. And I was like, "Ah, that's so awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
She said it on stage yesterday. She said loyalty means everything to her. So she treats people really good.
She's a really good interview too. Like, she'll
Is
talk
she? I
about
was just gonna
things.
ask
She's
you.
really nice. Like, she'll take time to like talk, and she remembers things about you. I don't know if she has
That's
an
awesome.
assistant that writes things down, which is always amazing to me. They'll be like, "So how's it going? How's your son?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "There's no way." But yeah, she's always been over the top nice to
Nice.
like all media, you know, from what I've seen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, and that was so cute when what's his name? What was her boyfriend's name?
A-Rod.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Oh.
don't know.
Baseball.
Sports. Yeah, but I was like, oh my God, I love when guys look at their like woman, like, or reverse, but like so proud of like who they're with. And he's like so googly eyed over her. And
Yeah,
I
you
was
could
like,
tell.
He was definitely
cute.
proud, but I was just going to ask the guys in the room, how do we feel about it? Because he's a major womanizer, used to be known
That's what I've heard.
as.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
but now he's with J-Lo. So,
I mean,
Yeah,
She
now
can-
that's
Yeah.
perfect.
She
but-
can handle herself. I
Yeah.
feel like.
but
yeah, she
maybe
can.
he's
I hope
changed.
so. I mean, I hope so. I was just wondering
Yeah, that
how
was
you guys feel
that
about
was
it.
back. I don't know what exactly he was accused of, but I just remember hearing stories. I don't
After
know how much.
stories.
Yeah, a
After
lot
stories.
of stories
Yeah.
about him. And was that him that used to give? I heard allegedly that if he brought a girl home, he would give him a gift basket on the way out
Oh,
Stop
yeah, I
it.
of like an
remember that.
autographed
Yeah.
ball,
I think
like
so.
baseball.
He also had like a painting of himself as a centaur over his bed.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yes, yeah, I heard that too. But like I said, I don't know. But you're with J Lo now. I mean,
Yeah, how much
Well,
better?
she said
Congratulations.
something very sweet
Yeah,
to him.
congratulations.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like in her speech or whatever.
What did she say? They have
The
something
same
soul.
Like
yeah.
they're
Yeah, like we're
mirror-
twin souls.
Twin
Yeah.
souls. That was so
Cute.
Yeah,
sweet.
Interesting.
And he was with her son.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Well,
it
I
was
thought
cute.
that was cute. I didn't know about all his racy past, but
Now we know.
There's a
you
gift
know.
basket.
Get
I mean,
a
that's kind of nice.
It's a yeah. She's like a souvenir.
And pop shuffle.
If you're doing those things,
But
like
I-
you
he
might as
was-
well get a gift.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes you get gifts you don't want.
That's a kick. That's a kick you to the curb gift.
Yeah, that's a
Like-
Well, it's better than herpes, so
true.
That's true.
That's always true. Yeah, I don't know if that was in the basket,
Yeah, you can't sell that.
but yeah.
can't get rid of it either.
And he would call you an Uber too. That's the rumor, or a taxi or a chauffeur service.
Oh,
Right, so that was really nice of him.
Nice.
Time to bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
time to bounce.
And I'm going to give you the gift that
Yeah.
does not keep on giving. So
Yeah,
There you
it'll-
go.
yeah. You could sell the baseball gift. I don't know if you
Yeah.
could sell anything else, but
Yeah.
can't.
so
sell
now he's a
herpes.
gentleman. Marcella's like, he's a gentleman. He's such a nice guy.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah,
Marcel just made him nice. I don't know.
yeah. I'm like, all of a sudden I like him
I
again.
have that power with males.
Good.
Clearly, we have learned that in my past dating life.
What have we learned, Marcella?
That I give way too many excuses.
Yeah. Well,
And this would be a perfect example, guys.
we've all learned that. Yeah, that's for sure.
Time and I guess I learn things difficult, like the hard way. Like I'll slam my head against the brick wall over and over. So it's not just one.
I've been there.
Oh,
I mean, I think.
okay.
I mean, a lot of people have. I know I've been there too, though. You know,
yeah.
it is what it. Because I mean, I'm like a fixer. So even in relationships,
Same.
I want to be like, oh, okay, that person's. No, it's okay. We'll like figure it out
Yeah, and I
before you
can
know
help.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, of
I'll
course. I can
save
help.
you from yourself.
Yeah,
Doesn't work.
never works out that way. Never.
Come talk to me first.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom helps. I can
the
give
filter.
good advice. I just don't
What-
take my own.
What's better?
Yeah.
You're the filter.
I try, but if they don't listen, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
But I still keep trying.
See, I feel like I give good advice too. My friends will come to me to advice. I will
You
not
don't
listen to
take
their
your own?
advice. Oh, no.
Oh,
I always try to take myself out of situations. I'm like, what would I tell myself?
Mm-hmm.
I forget that.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you
Stupid.
that though, but
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. And
it
if you don't do it,
works.
you're stupid. Right.
And then
Same.
you turn around.
And I do the same thing that I said not to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You're noticing it though. That's so
good.
amazing.
That's the first step,
Self-awareness.
right?
That's the first
It's
step.
like an addict.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first step is
Admitting you have a
You
problem.
grow from it.
admitting.
You have a problem.
You have a
learn.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I've admitted it. Maybe I need 12 steps.
All right.
Program.
You're on the way.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I'll create them.
Or maybe it's the rules book or whatever.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Post Malone, I mean, that poor guy is on the plane right now.
I feel like we should check on
I
it.
feel like
Go ahead,
let's,
TMZ.
let's go check real quick.
Yeah.
I have to know.
I bet he's very stressed.
I don't know. Whatever he's doing, hopefully he's taking shots because I would be
Right?
in that
Yeah, no
plane.
kidding.
Like, give me
Or getting
booze.
stoned or something.
Something.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's another young guy too, though.
Mhm.
Post Malone's only like 22 years old.
And he's from Grapevine.
Grapevine.
Yeah, Grapevine. I know. What the heck?
But Selena Gomez is from Grand Prairie, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So like
Mhm.
Dallas, Demi
Yeah.
Lovato's,
Demi.
Jessica Simpson,
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of
Dallas.
big time talent that comes out
It
here.
says they're still circling so far. What I can
How much
see.
fuel did they have?
Well, to London.
they
That's
just
a long
taken
They
off.
way.
3,700.
I mean, that would be the worst part about it is not knowing what's going to happen. I would just be
Yeah.
like, let's just figure it out. Go.
Right? I guess they want to make them as light as possible.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's smart. They know what they're doing.
I mean, otherwise it explodes.
yeah, that's not a good thing.
Well, are you
Yeah,
talking
no.
about his awards or something? Is that why you brought it up?
So what?
Or were you talking about his awards or something?
No, I was going to talk about him performing yesterday with Steven
Oh, that
Tyler
was
and
cool.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I
And
love Steven
that
Tyler.
was very, very cool. And Steven Tyler doesn't age either. He looks the same,
Yeah,
by
guy.
the way.
That guy parties
I
too.
mean,
like,
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
know. And
He's one of probably one of my favorite celebrities ever.
really, I love
Honestly,
hearing
one of the
that.
nicest
That's
humans you'll
cool.
ever meet in your life.
Really?
Like he would come to the station and take pictures with every single last person. Like, I mean, it doesn't
Aw.
matter who you are. He'll go to different floor. Hey, can you come over here? Sure. Like one time we went to like Zaza together one time. He was in town. He's like, yeah, I'll go wherever. I was like, we're just going to go get a drink. Well, I'll come. And I'm like, okay.
Oh,
I mean, he
that's
can't have
cool.
anything he can't do anything normal though. You know, like
Right.
Yeah.
people just mob him everywhere,
Oh,
but he
I
doesn't
bet.
care.
He
I saw him
doesn't
in
care.
North Park once. I thought it was a
You
woman.
did?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like,
Like,
oh
who's
my
this
God.
crazy old lady?
Yes, he is really skinny and small and long hair, so it looks not to be mean, but he looks like a little old lady. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen him before except on TV. So when you see him like in person,
He's
I was
little.
like going down the escalator. I was like, I think that's Steven Tyler, actually.
I went to one of his shows one time, and this was like the first time I met him, and he was so cool. He said, "Where are you sitting?" And they gave me really good seats, like in the second row. And he goes, "Lee," his guy, he goes, "Where did you sit?" "I'm second row." And I was like, "That's fine. Like, are you kidding me? I'm so happy." And he goes, No, that's awful. Just come on stage. And I was like, okay. So I sat side stage and watched him. And the crazy part about it is I couldn't believe. And he was so nice. He goes, "You're not going to be able to hear real well because the monitors aren't loud. Take some headphones so you can hear what I'm hearing." And I go, okay. And I listened. And what I couldn't believe is the whole show, and these are like legendary songs that he's done a million times. He reads the lyrics off a teleprompter.
Oh, no joke.
Which I was like, how do you not know the lyrics? I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah.
So
we all know them.
Yeah, we all know them. But he was like reading the teleprompter for the lyrics. And I asked this guy afterwards, I was like, how does he, and he goes, he had some very heavy hardcore party days.
True. He
doesn't
remember.
Oh. He doesn't remember some of the biggest songs. He's just like,
oh my gosh.
just in case he has them there.
That's really interesting.
I know, it's weird.
He's like, I forgot I wrote that. That's
my
song.
Yeah. He's like, that's kind of a blur, but I like that song. He's like, whoever wrote that's awesome. You did, Steven. Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like Post Malone, like at first I thought he came out in a onesie, but then it was a suit with
I thought it was a onesie, yeah.
There was actually a jacket and pants.
Wow.
It was like a neon huge smiley faces on there. And then I thought to myself, because he's so young, and this is all still basically new to him, I would think. I mean, he's on stage with Steven Tyler singing next to him in the same microphone on stage with Aerosmith. I mean, how crazy is that?
And he does appreciate that stuff too. Like, he thinks it's pretty amazing. I mean, 2 years ago, that guy was 3 years ago maybe. Post Malone was living in a closet in his friend's house.
Unreal.
You know, like everyone was telling him, give up on music. I mean, come on. Get a job.
I heard that his last concert he did here, like I wanted to go, but then you get busy, but then I heard from so many people that it was like life changing. Like,
it was good.
He's coming back.
I went. It was incredible. Yeah. Then he does his Posty Fest here, which is a bunch of different artists and him here. But yeah, I mean, he puts on a crazy good show. Like you don't know what to expect,
Right.
But he's like a musician, so he'll grab a guitar, sit down, do things acoustic, and then like. Next song is like party, and then he'll sit down and get more private and intimate. It's a good show.
That's cool.
I need to go next time.
Yes.
So
look at the date.
I have a question for you. I saw a picture of you and Post Malone from whenever you did an interview. With him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I looked at his sweet face and I thought, oh, so sweet. This is before he had any facial tattoos.
Always tired.
And I was going to ask you, because you are always interviewing people in that industry, do you think that once they become famous to a certain level, because then they become like basically cash for everyone involved, that they push them way too hard, like they no longer get like any breaks? It's kind of like you go and so hard that they just kind of have a hard time adjusting, because I mean they're artists and all that, because I mean, to tattoo always tired on your face.
That was different.
That's like,
commitment.
Yeah, that is commitment.
But I'm just like feeling like he's just telling everyone how he feels.
But he, it's one of those things where, from what I've seen over the years, and you see artists who are so appreciative to where they're at, like they don't want to stop because they're afraid they can't get it back. And that's the thing that I've seen personally. Like, I mean, some of the artists that I've been really close to over the years, like Selena Gomez or anybody, you see them, and I've known them since they were like 9.
That's
and you
crazy.
see these people, and you're like, they're workaholics. They don't take breaks, to the point of like you have to pull them aside and go, stop.
Yeah.
You're hurting yourself. But they're like, I don't want to, because it's addicting. The fame is addicting, no matter how much people say that they don't love it or whatever. People love it.
Right.
They wouldn't know what to do. If it went away, they would freak out. And this business is hard. So like if you are on a roll, like you're on like Post Malone, your record label is pushing you so hard because they're like, put out another song, do it while you're hot. Let's go. They have everything they want to tell you everything you want to hear.
Right.
If you stop now, you might not get that second chance at radio or that third chance or fourth chance. So they don't want to stop.
Right.
And it just becomes before you know it, you wake up and you're like, I've been on the tour for 3 years.
Exhausted.
I'm exhausted. I don't know what I'm doing. But in his case, I don't know personally, like, but he I mean, from what I know, he's having a great time and he's on the top of the world, you know?
Right.
But it does take, I mean, how could it not take a toll on yourself?
You know what? I am going back, but did you see the Justin Bieber movie when he first came out?
I saw some of it, yeah.
I am always referring to the movie because for me, it was like a eye-opening thing of how they do this with artists. I mean, he was so young and he was sick. He had like a throat infection that was really bad before the Madison Square Garden concert.
Yep.
And I mean, he was sick, fever, like bad, but they kept pushing so hard and more doctors and doctors and treating him.
Shots, whatever it takes.
Whatever it took to get him to perform. And the one scene that I always remember is when he was done, he came in that room and he just collapsed on the couch and like he took a breath and all doors opened and everyone came in and like, so crazy. And all he wanted was just like rest, and they don't let them rest. It's just unbelievable to me.
You notice like you'll see big changes. Like I remember he came in and when I first met him, they were like, hey, can we bring this kid by the radio station? He's young.
Stop. Wow.
But you know, we want you to play, he wants you to, a couple songs. Just play. I'm like, okay, cool. And he was literally probably as tall as his guitar.
Oh.
Like,
wow.
He was I'll show you the picture. It was like, I mean, he was like this big.
Wow.
He was super tiny. And
he was so cute then.
He was no. And I just remember thinking, this happens all the time. Like there's artists, 4 or 5 artists in a week, whatever. You know, you go watch them and you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, whatever. All right. Oh, good job. Yay. And you go on with your life. You're like, cool. But something about him, you were like, okay.
Really? Yeah. Right away?
Wait a minute. Like this kid, because he would work the room too. Like he's smart. So he'll stop and he has like no fear of like anything or on stage. It just doesn't exist in him. You know, that no fear is almost like the number one key to, I think, making it big.
We have talked about that.
You know what I mean?
In
like
so many aspects though.
Yeah,
like
in
no
career,
fear.
personal, whatever. When you can erase that or hold it back, like there's nothing going to stop you. He just doesn't care. Like it was no doubt in his mind that he would be absolutely this famous. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. He was just like, whatever. He'd come in. I remember he actually did something funny that one of the other guys that I was with just got a new tattoo. And this kid's so innocent. And he's got this, like, he's like this tall. And he's like, hey, have you set your tattoo? Justin said to him. And he goes, what? He goes, have you set your tattoo? And he goes, no, I don't think so. And he goes, let me see it. And he goes, and smacks it. And he goes,
he's
it's
like,
set.
oh.
And he goes, oh. And he goes, ha ha. And he starts laughing. I'm like, this little bastard.
Oh, wow.
He's going to be a troublemaker. Years later, I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
But it's like the
So
law of attraction. I mean, or the secret, whatever we always say.
It's
like,
true.
Like it's so weird, like the energy like you put out there. Like if you say it'll happen, or like I don't know. Sometimes you put stuff out in the universe. You're like, did you do that? Like,
Oh yeah,
that's so crazy.
I believe in that like fully.
Me too.
Fully.
It's nuts.
It is crazy. Now, on that same level, Demi Lovato, I know you're close to her.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
I mean, is that that? I mean,
you know what's funny too is it's not like, some people will be like, oh, how could you not know? Or, you don't. I mean, people do an incredible job of doing things under their own terms and the, privacy where you don't know what's happening. I wouldn't have guessed it. And I've been with her multiple times for hours and days, like I've been backstages and scenes and on her plane and never would have guessed anything was wrong. I mean, healthy, happy. Everybody has their moments, but I wouldn't have guessed anything different. But, she's a good person, a really good human being. Like one of my favorites. And at the end of the day, she'll be fine, but it's scary to think about.
Scary.
Have you been able to talk to her since?
I haven't spoke to her. I haven't wanted to bother her. I can only imagine. I just sent a text like, hey, if you need anything, let me know.
Yeah.
I don't want to intrude.
No, I bet that's a hard time when they.
Yeah, what can I say? You just got to know that people are there and love you and support you, and it's people that are easy. I had one guy comment because I posted a picture on my Instagram of us, and people were going off on him because someone was like, "It's super easy. Don't do drugs."
Oh yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah, in a perfect world,
right?
Sure.
Yeah. It's in that it's easy to say, and everybody has their vices or whatever, and you don't know what people's struggles are, but. If it was that easy, it would trust me. She would have. There would be no addicts,
right?
So, I feel bad for what she's going through, but I've heard that she's getting a lot better and she's in a good place. So that makes me happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's today too with like what you said with vices and everything. I mean, she's still so young, and then you have these drug dealers that come in and they give you stuff that is laced with things that you don't know and you don't want.
Oh no, yeah.
And that's when it gets so bad so quickly, which is so dangerous.
And it's in that business of music and just entertainment. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's everywhere you look. So I can't even imagine how she or anyone in that spotlight has to turn their head to it, and when they're already having issues and struggling with it,
Right.
seeing it around you 24 hours a day.
Constantly.
That's hard.
Yeah, I bet that's super hard.
tough.
Well, because you're always that forever. Like, you're always having to constantly, like,
Yeah, it's you.
like try to fight that. And then if it's in your face, it's like, that's very difficult. I can't imagine.
Very.
Yeah.
So now I have to do something because I promised. So,
Uh-oh.
oh my God.
Do I get the liquor bottle for
Drink
this?
more.
No, it's not that way. It's so not me, but Jolie, my 14-year-old,
Oh, yeah.
who is the most persistent. Wouldn't you say the most persistent
Yeah.
She'll
human
be a
being?
great saleswoman.
Oh my God. She has actually pushed us. Like, the reason why we're getting a store at the Statler is really because of her. Because
I love that she's a mini boss.
Yeah.
No joke.
She says you don't
Not
take no for an answer.
ever. And if someone doesn't answer
That's
you,
so
you call
good.
them back. And I mean, it's just like on a
Gosh, that's
different
awesome.
level.
Hey, that's to your credit too, though. You guys, you know, her influences.
But it's
so.
not us.
No.
She's like, it's not me. I'm not doing it.
She's actually teaching us. 'cause
teaching
I'm like,
us.
I don't want to bother them. I'm just
Yeah.
going to leave it. And she's
Yeah.
like,
awesome.
yeah.
She's
She's
like,
call.
nope,
Yeah.
nope. She wants something. She asked. So she made me promise her that I would ask you this.
Okay.
Now, she is not a starstruck girl at all.
Yeah.
So nobody
I know where
really
this is
matters.
going.
That, you know,
I was
know.
going to say something too, but I didn't know she told you.
Oh, I had to promise her. This is all. I mean, right before I came here, she sent me another text. Don't forget to do this.
I love it. I love it.
She's like, the only celebrity she's ever looked up to and loves is Selena Gomez.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so much. She knows
Obsessed.
every single
Really?
word to every song. She looks up to her. She thinks she's amazing. She gets teary when she talks about her. We have
it's
no
like
idea
really with
why.
Cher.
Yeah.
You love Cher like that?
Mhm.
Good for you.
Big
That's
time.
awesome. I believe in okay, sorry.
Last week we talked about that.
They
I was in
stole
LA.
a plant off of
I
her
had to
porch.
Wow.
Steal a plant to give to her.
You'll see him on TMZ, I'm sure.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. So whenever it started, like a few years ago,
Yeah.
I would always say, well, you know, our friend Billy the Kid,
Mhm.
he's actually really good friends with her. And she would always go, well, can you call him and tell him that I want to meet her?
If we get a chance, I don't know when she's coming back, but I would love to make that happen if we can,
Oh
for
my
sure.
goodness. She would
I think she would
literally-
sob.
Oh,
she
that's
might
awesome.
throw up on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, next time we do something, we'll try to set it up. Yeah,
she
for
is
sure.
just like, can you please ask him? Can you
Selena's
please ask
awesome.
him?"
Selena's like,
Aw.
I've
was
known
like,
Selena
I'll
since she
ask.
was probably like, I don't know when I met Jolie, probably when she was, gosh.
2, I think.
I know.
Jolie was like 2 or something.
Gosh, I've known Selena since she was like 8 or 9, probably.
Oh, wow.
Like, you know, I mean, so Selena's mom was one of the first people that I met in Dallas when I moved here.
Really?
And it was random that we met because she worked for a modeling agency, and then I was doing something for like their commercials or something for the radio, and I met Mandy, and Mandy was like, she's like brilliant. It's like hysterical,
Really?
funny, creative, and she's like, you got to meet my daughter. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I was actually dating her friend, and we would all hang out, and I'm like,
Stop. That's so
Oh,
funny.
and I would be
Yeah.
like, Selena is a trip. Like, this little girl is amazing. I actually recorded Selena's like one of her first songs she ever did in my Frisco house in a guest room when she was like 10.
What?
Oh yeah. And I took her to LA, and me, her, and Demi Lovato were in LA. I'll never forget this. We brought them to Hollywood Records. They wanted to meet him, and I was like kind of like unofficially managing Selena. And they go, I'm like, I want you to meet this girl. She's so talented. You won't believe it. Both of them are just amazing. And the guy, and I'm not going to call his name out because he feels like an idiot now for it. But he said, to me, he goes, she's all right. I said, okay, like, fair. And he goes, I mean, it's just like not blowing me away. I go, I think you're going to regret it, but I don't know. He goes, well, I don't know.
And today.
So 2 years later, the guy calls me and he goes, dude, we just signed this girl. She's from Texas. You're going to freak out. And I go, I know who you just signed. He goes, oh, Selena? I go, do you remember the girl I brought to you in Burbank? And we were sitting there and you told me that you didn't want to sign her? He goes, oh my God. I go, that was 2-3 years ago.
Oh,
That's her.
man.
But either way, it worked out. But she is one of the nicest human beings. And my friend from Detroit moved down here with me back in the day, 108 years ago. But I introduced him to Mandy, and they got married.
Awesome.
So they're still married. So my best friend is her stepdad and has been for like,
what?
you know.
Oh my God.
So my friend Brian they've been together for, God, probably 15 years now.
That's
awesome. What a cool story.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, it's such a small world. So we've always remained, you know, close. And, yeah. And they've had another daughter now, and
wow.
Gracie. So that's her little sister. So Selena's great. She's
I
awesome.
saw Selena holding Ryder. So cute.
Oh yeah, I know.
When he was
and
little.
that was like news, and it was like international news because there was rumors about her being pregnant. So before I handed her Ryder, because she went home, I said, you know, it's probably going to be like you and a baby are going to make tabloids everywhere. And she's like, oh yeah, I don't care. I was like, no, just letting you know. And it was like in Japan and China, all these articles everywhere,
Serious?
like on the tabloids about her, Selena holding a baby, and it was like Ryder's big head.
Oh my God.
It was so funny, but yeah.
When was that?
When he was
He had to be
little.
little.
He was little.
I'll have to show you the picture, but he was like, oh my God, he was not even a year.
Yeah.
Oh.
But she always
cute.
mentions him in interviews and stuff when she's here.
That she.
Yeah, it's always
Cute.
sweet. She's good. She's good people.
That
Seems
awesome.
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very.
Mm-hmm.
How old
So-
is your son? I love kids.
He
Oh,
just
7.
had his first day of school.
Yeah, 7 years old.
Aw.
He's 7 now, and thinks he's 17, but he's 7.
Aw.
Did you
He's a good
cry?
kid. I didn't cry this year.
Oh,
Last
This
year-
year.
This year I was a pro. Well, because he didn't even want me there. He was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Dad, stop. And I was like, one more picture by the teacher. Shut up. He's like, I'm fine. I'm good. And he complained there was too many girls in his class.
That I was just gonna ask you to tell that story.
What?
It's so cute.
He's like, Dad, I'm so upset. And I was like, what? And he goes, there's so many girls in my class. And I go, one day, man.
Yeah,
Tell
right.
you about this. You're going to be like, no, I didn't. I'm going to be like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. But
Be
now he's good.
dreaming for that in
I
high
know.
school.
I'm like, yeah, you just wait. Just wait.
That's hilarious. I like the one I think I wrote you about it when he's like, I'm shy. I was like,
Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm shy, Dad. I'm like, you are an actor, but you're not shy. He is the furthest thing from shy.
From shy.
so-
he's so,
That's so
cute.
cute, though.
He's a good kid.
cute.
I
Yeah, he's good.
babysit.
Oh, yeah? Good. Okay,
everybody.
good.
I tell
Perfect.
Every
everybody.
single person with children.
I'm like, how old are they? Do they need a babysitter?
He's going to come back like knowing every Cher song ever. Cool.
Yeah.
I won't do that if you don't.
I'm
I'll just
cool.
show them the costumes.
Oh, perfect. Awesome.
No, don't believe her. She will.
She
take
will,
too
yeah.
long.
I
know.
have the book from her 2002 farewell tour, and I still look at it.
That's
To
all.
this day.
That's kind of random because you're young.
I
She's
saw
an old
her
soul.
twice.
Yeah.
Or twice. And then I actually won a Sing Like Share contest in 3rd grade. And I won 4 tickets. And I took my mom and my actually 3rd grade teacher because everyone in my class was mean to me. So I took my 3rd grade teacher and her sister
Damn,
to
man.
a Cher concert.
That
And
was
it was
awesome.
the best time ever.
That's
Surprised
cool.
I
I
think
love
about
Cher.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever interviewed her?
Never interviewed Cher. I've never met her. I've never seen her out. But she was like a unicorn. I don't even know if she really I don't even know if I think one time I went to a show where she was there, maybe because I remember going, I got to see her, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think I did end up seeing her. But that she doesn't do anything.
Have you not seen a concert from her either?
No, I've
Really?
never. No.
I swear you should.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
really
heard it's
good.
incredible.
Amazing.
Mhm.
One of the best concerts.
She just
ever.
doesn't do anything. Press.
Yeah.
She just like, yeah, whatever. She doesn't have to. But
No.
Yeah. Even Patrick said that.
Oh yeah, but my husband who's like Cher really like
and it's
we're
good
going there.
people watching,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
that's all that
That's
matters.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Great time.
All the drag queens come out.
Oh, all of them.
Well, now I got to go. Next time I'll have to
Oh,
go,
yeah.
for sure.
You need to put on your bucket list.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know if does she tour anymore? Do
She's
anything?
in Vegas. And
Look at her.
I
She's
was-
like stalker alert. Stalker alert.
No, I'm really not. I just have a plant from her house.
Oh my God, the other day we were in the kitchen and the plant is like at your house and it's in
was a
water.
beautiful
That's so great.
Yeah, and Noelle, the cat, is like sniffing it and Whitley like runs over. She's like, don't touch that plant.
Get off the plant.
It's like not the Cher plant.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What kind of plant is it?
A palm,
a palm leaf,
like a
little-
palm leaf.
Do you
Yeah.
smell it at night? Like, it smells like shit.
You should
That's
see the
awesome.
video of them
I
trying to
can't
get
believe
the
it.
plant.
Yeah.
At night she made us go back. So I was with my friend who I don't know if you ever heard of him, Cheap Swenson. He was Bane on Batman.
Okay, yeah.
She used to be married to him, and we were with her, and she is just hilarious. And so she's like, that's Cher's house, and
she lives there, so she sees like
she knows
she
like,
knows everybody's
No
houses. And we had left, and Whitley saw the story. I tagged her in it. She goes,
"Go back,
please go back." So now it's nighttime.
Take her tree.
I'll replant
Everywhere
it.
it's like video surveillance. Like,
oh yeah,
don't stop, don't do anything. We're in the yard trying to pull something out.
That is the funniest thing. Can you imagine if you went to jail for that?
right.
I know.
Like, why are you in murder? Why are you in I stole Cher's plant?
Then you'd get a restraining order and you'd get her signature.
Oh, what? You've thought about this
Yeah,
way too much.
That's
why
Yeah.
No, that was just a Drake and Josh episode.
What? That's a.
So
It's kind of brilliant.
We
I
have-
never
I
thought about
know
that.
for Oprah.
Now
they
you
did
know,
it.
folks. If you ever
I
want to get
know.
an autograph the hard way,
She set me up.
yeah.
We were
crazy.
just surprised you guys did not end up on TMZ.
I know.
Who are
We
these
still
crazy
might.
people?
That's what you're striving for.
Yeah, if anyone
Next time.
hears this and looks at the video surveillance,
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh my god,
that was really funny actually. So I want to know, who is a dream guest that you have never had on your show that you would really love to interview?
Oh man, that's
Other
such a
than
good
Cher.
question. Other than Cher or
Other than
Cher's
Cher.
plant.
We can make that happen.
Yeah, we can bring the
that
plant
for
in.
you.
Gosh, I've been so lucky. I mean, all my dream guests are the ones that have unfortunately passed away. I think that's what sucks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like I would have loved to have Michael Jackson. I talked to Michael once, but I didn't get to have him on the show. But I spoke to him on the phone, and I freaked out. I couldn't even like say anything. But I would
Was he shy?
no.
No.
That was the funny part is I did a music project with the president of his label at the time, 550 or whatever it was called. And he called for him and knew I was a super fan, answered the phone, and it was Michael. And I was like, this is not real life.
No.
Wow.
And he knew Michael very well, so it was like not a big deal. And I was like, okay, here's, but
Speechless.
yeah, I was so speechless. But he would have been an incredible guest to have, or like Tupac or
I
Biggie.
knew that was coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big hip hop guy. I would have loved that, but I mean, I've gotten to interview some really cool people. I'm trying to think of all the other artists I've loved, like Beastie Boys. I got to interview all of them.
That's cool.
I mean, Elton John. I've interviewed like some
I love him.
Barack Obama, Bill Clinton.
Wow.
I've interviewed all these crazy people, but I can't.
Madonna?
Nope.
Nope.
The one time I had a chance to interview her, she's the only one that wouldn't do an interview. So I interviewed that day. I interviewed Paul McCartney,
Oh wow.
Metallica, Beastie Boys,
Wow.
all these major artists. And Madonna had the hallway cleared so she could get around me. She's like, yeah, move all the people that are in my way. And I was like, okay, I'll step over here. And she walked by and I was like, maybe next time.
Do you
Wow.
you don't get starstruck? I mean, do you or?
Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, certain people maybe. It's weird. Not really,
Yeah.
but in certain situations sometimes maybe. Like if it's someone I really, really respect, it's usually people that don't like. I've always looked up to Diddy, not as like an artist so much. I mean, I do like him as an artist, but as a businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anytime I've gotten to
Fantastic.
interview him, I get kind of nervous to think about it. I'm like, oh wow, because I grew
Yeah.
up like idolizing the guy. So I used to call when I was a kid, I used to call him, pretend I was my agent because I wanted to talk to him. I never got through, but I told him the story and he laughed. But I mean, every once in a while, but rarely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Bill Clinton, President Obama, that was nerve wracking because
I
I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to politics.
Yeah,
so I'm
right.
like,
Yeah.
but they wanted to get on the show to talk about things. So I was like, okay, great. But yeah, you had to call like 15 numbers to get a hold of them. And then like you'd have to have a code and like press the
Gosh.
code in to get, and then you'd have another code.
Oh my gosh.
They patch you through like 15 times.
Wow.
And they pick up the phone like, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh.
It's Barack.
Yeah, it's Barack. I'm like, oh, hey.
Do you ever have people like wanting to be famous, like message you all the time, or like
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to this or play this?
Which
or,
I actually kind of love in
You
a weird way.
do?
Yeah, because I always look at it as like every artist was that person at one
True.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I've actually really gotten some. I mean, I've had some awesome artists that I've met, and they end up blowing up like that. Like I
Yeah.
remember One Republic on MySpace. They were in my top 8. No, they weren't. But I remember hearing a song, and I was like, man, I got to check this band out. Everybody's talking about it, and it was Apologize.
Mhm.
It's too late to apologize or whatever. And nobody knew it. And I emailed Ryan Tedder, messaged him, and I was like, this song is so good. He's like, you think so? I was like, yeah. Can I have a copy of it? Because I want to play it on the radio. He's like, shut up. I was like, yeah. And I played it that night on like a Hot or Not feature that I did back in the day.
Yeah.
And this was before it was even signed or anything. And we stayed in touch. And that song became like Timberland
Oh my
signed
God,
it.
it's crazy.
And it was massive. But I mean, I remember him emailing that to me, like freaking out that I played it. So, but I mean, I would have never known him if he wouldn't have like randomly like.
Wow, that's really cool.
So you never know who you're going to get in your inbox, I guess,
Yeah.
in your DMs, slide your DMs.
Those persistent people.
They are.
True.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, that makes a huge difference.
They will sit in the lobby of the radio station. They'll just, wait outside to hand you their demo. And I'm like, cool.
Is there ever like horrible where you're like,
Oh, of
my
course.
God. I
Yeah.
can't.
There's
I can't.
awful stuff. And I'm just like, keep going.
Keep trying.
You
You're
know-
like Simon Cowell for radio.
No, he's a jerk though.
He's kind.
I wish I could say that.
Yeah.
But, art is art. So like if someone hears a song and if I hear a song and I don't like it, what does that mean?
True.
I don't know. Because the other person might listen to it and hear it completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I've heard stuff. I'm like, that's not good. And then it's like the biggest thing ever. And I'm like, I told you that was great.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah.
Perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So, two more things. I just couple weeks ago we had a show where Marcella did a rant about the new Mavericks dancer rules. I don't know if you heard about that.
I heard about it. I didn't hear all of it. So the new rules or
I
what?
just wanted to hear what your opinion is of it.
Do you
So
go to
give him
mass
a little-
games?
Rarely.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been in a while.
But if you go to sports
Yeah.
games
Oh,
and
totally.
you like to see the pretty girls, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like nice.
Not the primary reason why I go, but I'm not going to
No.
lie and say I hate it.
right.
To see the guys.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even pay attention to them. I mean, of course, yeah.
They're good, like for
part
the
of it.
atmosphere.
It's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
So I guess now the rule is they will now be in comfortable athletic wear.
That's a big thing right now.
Comfortable
Athleisure.
athletic wear.
Well, just other, adding male cheerleaders,
Yeah.
male dancers.
So that's it.
Pep
Like,
squads.
yeah, and they're the girls will no longer have a calendar, so they're not so racy, and no more twerking, like sexually explicit dancing, which is offensive to me because I'm like, I don't think I was dancing explicit, but
Yeah, what were you doing back then?
I-
Trying to
Yeah.
corrupt our youth?
yeah,
right?
You never
That's
know.
what
mean-
that's what she says.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
And that she
That's
doesn't
what the-
want people to have to cover their kids' eyes, and I'm like, damn,
I've
you're really
never
like
seen that.
stretching.
Would you cover Ryder's eyes if you go
No.
to a Mavericks game? Would that be
No,
weird?
I mean,
right?
Too many girls.
I think
He's
it's only
7.
sexual if you make it sexual.
Exactly.
That's what I always
Yeah.
say.
So it doesn't really bother me.
Why are you making it a thing?
Yeah, I think people overreact a little bit
Mhm.
on things.
So that's the rule, I guess.
Yeah.
And the Spurs already got rid of their
Yeah.
dancers.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, that was. I mean, I don't know why. I guess at the end of the day, they didn't want that standard or the image being put out there. But I never,
It's part of it, though.
I never
Yeah.
looked at it like that. Like I never look at it and go, "Oh man, I can't wait." Like I'm like, they got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I can't believe they can dance like that. I don't look at
Mhm.
it like,
Sexually.
yeah, if they were wearing
A
tights,
G-string.
yeah, right.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, maybe, but if they look, then it would be different. But to me, even if they were wearing like a different outfit, I would still be like impressed the same way.
Right.
So I think it's the way you look at it. If you have in your head that it's sexual, then that's
Right.
what you're going to view it as.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
so are we not going to have Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders anymore? That could be next. And they're America's sweethearts. And then it will filter to like school. Like, so are girls going to start playing football and guys are going to start cheering? Like, what are we doing?
That's already a thing that's happening. I just
Yeah, a little bit.
read that. Yeah, that they wanted like that a girl wanted to be on the high school football team and
I would
pushed
do
it
that,
through.
though.
yeah.
You would.
Yeah, but you get
Yeah.
attacked by like a guy. Then what? Like,
Then you just
get
There's
up.
get up and do it
There's
again.
that one though. She was on the what are they called?
Oh,
Doctor.
is it
She
here?
was some doctor. It's here, the
I know, I
indoor
forget
football
the-
league. What
Oh,
was
I
yeah.
forget what it's called.
Ashley
Revolution?
was
I don't know.
yeah.
Is that what it
Ashley
is?
was the director.
I know. I
Okay.
forgot.
I forgot too.
But there was a woman on there. I watched her. Actually, it was pretty cool.
I mean, I think.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think that there's women who can't. I'm sure there's women who out there who can absolutely hold their own.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's women out there that would tackle my ass. You know, I mean, I'm sure there are people who are incredible in what they do, but
See, that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that everyone is
Yeah.
going backwards. Like I was in LA in Venice Beach the other day, and we had breakfast, and there was this picture of showing how Venice Beach became Venice Beach. And this was like in 1906 or something crazy. There's this picture of these women back then, 1906, like
in a swimsuit,
super sexy swimsuits, like kind of high cut. I was like, what?
Yeah,
that was okay
I
then,
guess so.
and now we have to like go backwards in time.
Oh, see, I think that's crazy. Like
that's a little bit too much.
I mean, people like judging what people are wearing and stuff. I'm like, wear whatever you want.
Wear whatever you want.
It's only if the guys are acting like perverts, it's the guy's fault.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that. They're like,
me too.
Well, she was wearing a short skirt. Well, you're a pervert. If she was wearing pants, you'd be a pervert.
Right.
Yeah.
So shut up about it. I mean, the cheerleaders and stuff like that, to me, I think that's just a slippery slope where companies react and they want to do things to be politically correct, to just go, hey, look what we're doing. Look what we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what really happens in their offices and what they feel. But, I mean, we could do that all day long to everybody.
Everything, yeah.
So on that note, yesterday, new article, and you're going to love this. 19 former Miss America winners are calling for the entire pageant board, including chairwoman Gretchen Carlson, to step down over claims of bullying for Miss America pageant. And there's like this uproar that everyone is upset about them taking away swimsuits. So there's like this whole new uproar to get it back to what we have been saying. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We can talk about that later.
Will love it.
I will love that, actually. I thought it was
sarcastic.
women are not allowed to wear swimsuits anymore.
No, but I just think that it's great that, there's such a big movement against it all. And I have said, well, why don't we make a movement for it? Like, why are they just right? I mean, that's not okay.
Well, did they get rid of it in one of the competitions? Like which one?
Miss America.
Miss America, they got rid of the swimsuits.
But now they are saying they want the whole board removed and start over.
That's not. Then just get rid of it. I mean, because
get rid of
what's
it
the point of
together.
having a competition? It's hard to select who wins per se if everybody's on equal. Like, at some point you have to differentiate things. I mean, I don't care if it's a beauty pageant. It's called what it is. I guess
a beauty pageant.
Everything has something to do with it. I mean, you're being a part of it for. You know what you're getting into, I guess.
Right.
So if you don't like it or agree with it, then just don't do it or don't watch it.
Yeah.
But don't change it to adapt to people who are mad about it because they're not going to watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Don't watch it if you don't like it.
That's why I tell people, don't look at me if you don't like it.
Yeah, don't look at me. I'm sick of you guys.
Yeah.
My outfits. My Ryder asked me a question the other day on the beach, and it was really uncomfortable. He's like, "Dad, so boys don't wear shirts. Why do girls wear shirts?" I didn't know how to answer it.
I don't either.
We've had the nipple discussion in here.
We have, and, I have to
times.
bring it up every show, and everyone laughs. It's okay.
She's
Being
European.
from Europe, and it doesn't matter. Then.
Hashtag nipple discussion.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nipplegate.
You can show your nipples there.
Well, we just wonder why, you can wear pasties and it's fine.
Oh yeah, you're fine. That's fine.
But
Yeah, like a
remove
festival.
that, and it's like, oh my god, the boobs are out.
It's everything that you make an issue will become an issue. So
That's what I say.
it's going to be a long ways before I guess we get away from that.
Yeah, true.
In Europe, they do it.
Yeah, it's not even a big deal. People don't even pay attention.
No,
Because
and
it's normal.
Yeah.
I had one of my students. I'm not gonna say her name, but her family was supposed to. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you this because this was last week. Her family was supposed to have a foreign exchange student from Hungary come to their house, and she's a teacher, and she was like, well, I'm really concerned because she is from. I'm dying the whole time. And she knows what my Instagram looks like. She's like, well, I know that you're not very conservative. We love you, but we're a very
You're like, okay.
This happens all the time. I'm like, I know, my stuff's a little too much for you, and that's fine. She's like, well, you are European. You're from European descent. I'm like, I am. You're right. And she's like, they're just a little bit more loose over there. And I'm like,
Wow.
I'm like, you're right. I do. Like, yes, that's true. And she's talking about the girl from Hungary, and she's like, we're such a conservative family that I just don't know. I've been talking to her on the phone, and I'm afraid she drinks and she takes racy pictures. And fast forward to last week, and I go, do you have your student at school start? She's like, no. And I'm so upset about it because I had to call. She was like, look at this. And she pulls up her Instagram, and it's like a skirt. I mean, little cheek is out, and she's like, her whole butt is out, and I will not have that around my daughter. Her husband is in there. He's like, well, in Europe they've been around way longer than America, so they're way more forward and loose about stuff like that.
Loose.
What is that
keeps coming
word?
up.
Loose is the word.
And then again, to me, he's like, well, you're European descent, and I'm like, damn, we're gonna go back to my Instagram
Isn't
again.
every one of your opinions?
Yeah, I mean, right? Like you probably are too, ma'am, but it's fine.
Yes, sweetly.
She's like, we're just so conservative. She drinks, she smokes. I'm like, right, because there's not a drinking age there, so they don't make it that big of a deal. And yes, there's magazines with like topless women, and people aren't thinking that it's so bad.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you understand. I'm like, I would have taken the girl, but I got you.
That's excessive. So they turned her down because of the
You should take her.
Wow.
I should take her. Yeah. She's from Hungary. You'd probably love her.
Probably.
Bring her. We have her here. Bring her on in.
Come on.
Have some schnitzel.
So we have to end the show.
Yes.
This first hour. But you have so amazing, so much
Oh,
fun,
it's
Billy.
fun. Thank you for having me. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Will you? I mean, everyone knows you anyways, but just in case, tell us where they can find you
Yeah, you
on
can find
social
me.
media.
Social media is probably the easiest. It's at Billy on the radio, on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And then, you can find me there.
Can they hear your morning show?
You can hear it. The easiest way, it's on a bunch of different radio stations. Just go to 1061kissfm.com, and then all the links will be up. That's easy.
Oh my gosh, and everyone, please watch his story.
Stories, yeah.
I would appreciate that.
And
Thank you.
absolute, I mean, I love your story. It's my favorite.
I love doing it because it's fun to hear that kind of stuff. So thanks.
So much fun. So thank you for now.
Thank you.
Everyone
Thank
come back
you.
later. Thank you.
Awesome.